Hello children, once again welcome to the channel. It's now time to learn about the different sense organs. So without wasting our time, let's begin with a very important sense organs, that is our eyes. Let's have a look. So first of all, we all discuss about our eyes. Such sense organ which helps us to see this beautiful world. And how is that possible? We will learn in this sense organ, that is the eye. So let's have a look to this. So here appears the structure of an eye, a human eye. How does it look like? What are its different layers which are present in a human eye? Let's see one by one. So as you all are quite aware of this fact that our eyes, they are ball-like structure. If we call about their structure, then it is a ball-like structure, as you all can see here. And these eyes, they are protected by two things. One is the eyelid and the other is the eyelash. So what are eyelids? Just have a look. This part, this skin part which is here, that is called the eyelid. And these tiny hairs which are present on our eyes, they are called the eyelashes. So what is actually the use of these two? These two, your eyelids and the eyelashes, they protect the dust particles from entering into your eyes. So eyelid and eyelash protects your eyes from dust particles. This is actually the use of eyelid and eyelashes. Then our eye has three main layers which you can see on this the structure of an eye. That the first is the cornea, then there is a pupil, and then there is a retina. Three structures are discussed. Three main layers, I should say. Three main layers of eye. What are those three? First is your cornea. Second is the pupil. And the third is the retina. These are the three main layers of a human eye. Let us see one by one what actually these three layers do. So, beginning with the cornea first of all. Let us see what is actually the use of cornea in a human eye. So, I am beginning with the cornea. What is the use of a cornea? Firstly, this is the first layer of the human eye. First layer of eye. Okay. This is the first layer of the human eye. Secondly, transparent. This layer is transparent. Okay. This is not opaque. Instead, this layer is transparent layer. Then the second layer which I have discussed, pupil. Besides that, there is one more layer which is called the iris. So we can consider that the second layer is iris and then this retina. In that way we can take. So if we talk about this is all about your cornea. Nothing more to discuss here. Second layer I am taking as iris, inside which pupil is present. Okay. So I can write it in bracket. inside this iris there is one more layer which is pupil. Now this iris, what is actually the use of this iris? This is the second layer of the eye, and here a colored ring is present. In this iris, colored ring is present in your iris. A colored ring is present, as you can see in the structure of a human eye. Then further, inside this iris, as I told you, there is a pupil which is basically a black kind of spot. The pupil, this is basically a black kind of spot, but it is present in this layer only, which is the iris, as you can see here in the structure of human eye. Now, what even you can see in your eyes, the black ball that you can see, that is basically the pupil. Now, whatever light enters into your eye, that enters through this pupil only. Whatever light enters into our eye, that is due to this pupil only. Through this gateway, through this pupil, the light enters into a human eye. Then further what happens? This pupil, this can adjust the size of its structure. If there is more light, you know, when the light is more, when you enter into a bright light, you keep your eyes like this. And when it's normal, then you keep your eyes normally. But when you are entering in a dark room, you try to see the objects clearly. So this adjustment of your eye, the adjustment of the pupil, that is possible, and pupil, it adjusts its size as per the light in whichever the people are in. Then the last layer that comes here, that is your retina. This is the third layer of a human eye, which I am discussing here in the video, because only this much is discussed in your chapter. So retina is the third layer which is discussed here. This layer that is directly connected to your brain and to your sensory nerves. Like whatever messages will be transmitted from your eye to the brain will be transmitted like via this. This is connected. Then what happens? There is a nerve present in this retina, which is also known as the optic nerve. You can see in the diagram, this is called the nerve that is present there in the retina, which sends the signal to the brain. That is called the optic nerve. Further, whatever light, whatever images we see, as you can see in this diagram, in this structure, in this figure, that although the image is erect here, it's original, but when it is received on your lens, on your eye lens, then this image actually is inverted, ulti ho jati hai, and still you are able to see the things inverted only, still you are able to see the things erect only. How this happens? That inverted image, when interpreted by the brain, it interprets it as the ओरिजिनल इमेज. जब हमारा ब्रेन उस इन्वर्टेड इमेज को, उस उल्टी इमेज को इंटरप्रेट करता है, तो वो उसको सीधा ही पहचानता है. बट एक्चुअली हमारे आई के लेंस में जब ये इमेज क्रिएट होती है तो वो इन्वर्टेड होती है, उल्टी होती है. Details I cannot discuss here because further it is discussed in the senior classes. So this is about the retina, and whatever signals are like sent or received, then these are interpreted, all are interpreted by the retina. So this is all about the structure of eye. Next we are going to learn about the ear. Let's have a look. So next comes is the ear. You can see the structure of ear is here. Now, what is actually happening? As you can see, your ear, here it is the structure of the ear has three main parts. Ear, if we can divide it into three main parts. the first comes the outer ear, then comes the middle ear, and then comes the inner ear. Clearly visible in the structure over here. Okay, that ear, it is divided into three main parts. The first one is your outer part, then the middle part, and then the inner part. I will explain here. Please have a look. Whenever the sounds are created, or whenever you hear any sound, when it receives to your ear, there is a part which is the outer part, that is also called pinna. The outer part, it is also called as pinna. It receives those sound waves whichever reach to your ear. Then further it goes through the ear canal into your, strikes it on the eardrum, which is actually a part of your middle ear. That drum vibrates means to and fro it moves, and then through the middle ear it reaches into the inner ear, and there is a cochlea through which the sound waves they travel, and then they reach to the brain, and then brain further identifies that what kind of sound is it, or what a person is saying. But all these things, they happen within seconds, within nanoseconds, that you cannot identify separately all these things what are happening, that how the sound was received by the pinna, then how pinna has transmitted that sound wave to the middle ear, then through middle ear how it has reached to the inner ear, and how the brain has interpreted how we are able to understand or identify the sound. So all this happens within nanoseconds. So it's so quick that individually you cannot separate it out, but actually this is happening when you are hearing any kind of sound. So this is the internal structure of our ear. You can see the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. That is all about ear in your book. Next, coming on to the nose, the most important part of a sense organ system, that is your nose. So coming on to the nose, everyone is aware of that whatever breathing is possible, whatever air we inhale, the oxygen we inhale, that is possible through nose. You smell with the help of nose. So that is the reason why this is known as the sense organ, because we are able to smell the things with the help of a nose. Now there are some special nerve cells which are present in the nose, which identify the smell of any object. Then they further transmit the signals to the brain, and then the brain interprets it, and then we are able to learn that actually what kind of smell is it. So as these are the sense organs, we know very well that every signal will be transmitted to the brain, and then brain will further interpret it to the, and then further we will be able to identify what actually the thing is. So this is how the smell is sent to the brain. Then what happens? Many a times whenever we are not able to see the things, then this nose helps out to identify the things through brain, because brain is the one who will command, who will identify actually all the things. So this is the structure of a nose. In detail we need not to go, because only the initial beginning, or I should say only the basic of this is given. So this is all about the nose. Coming on to the next part, that is tongue. The next is a very important sense organ, that is called the tongue. So with the help of tongue you all are able to speak. Most importantly, you can speak because you have a tongue. Those who don't have a tongue are not able to speak. Secondly, whatever tasty dishes you are having, your mouth starts watering very quickly. You are able to taste different things, whether it's sweet, whether it's salty or bitter or sour. All that is also possible because of your tongue. Your tongue has taste buds. Here you can see in the figure, in the diagram, in the structure of our tongue, different taste buds are placed on different locations, which actually identifies the taste of the thing that you are eating. Like front part is responsible for a particular taste, the sides are for the other one, the different back are for the other one, and the remaining for the other one. So these taste buds, they help you out to identify the different tastes of the things that you are eating. So a very important organ of our body, that is your tongue. And then last comes, that is the skin. The last and the most important organ is the skin, which actually covers the human skeleton. All over your body, the skin is present. If the skin would not be present, we all would be simply skeletons. The structure of the bones, the scary ones. But actually it is not, because skin is there to protect those structures, those frameworks of bone. Then secondly, this skin, it actually protects our body. Whichever things are present inside this, under this skin, are protected by the skins, may it be your muscles, may it be your bones, and many such things. Then apart from this, with the help of skin, you are able to identify the object, the thing, whether it is hot, whether it is cold, whether it is whatever kind of object, whether sharp or rough, smooth, such kind of things are identified with the help of the skin that we have. Again, the skin transmits the signal to the brain, and then brain interprets them. Also, the skin acts as the excretory part of the body also. Now it's so hot, I'm sweating. So this sweat comes, the sweat is the unwanted part in my body. So how it comes out? With the help of skin. Skin has very tiny pores through which this sweat, which is actually the unwanted product in the body, comes out. If skin would not be present, then it would be very difficult to throw away this unwanted product in the body. So skin, it also helps as the excretory part of the body. So this is all about all the sense organs. Children, watch the videos, learn the things. Here is the structure of the skin. Points are here. Do have a look to these. And stay tuned with the channel. See you in the next video with more informative topics on science. Till then, stay tuned, enjoy learning, have fun in learning, and bye-bye.